Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account, and as you can see, Mira is up. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do some summons. Now, overall, players that have shared on Reddit and Discord have been super disappointed with the summons, using literally hundreds of scrolls trying to get her, picking up only one copy, possibly two copies. Now, of course, this is outside of the desired hero summons, which in totality, we can get 6 out of the Field of Stars. But if you do have a higher VIP level like I do on my YouTube account, you are also going to get 2 additional desired hero summons, which we're going to use. Don't know if she's being used right now. That's kind of the question. Now, also remember that the next hero should be the Awakened hero, meaning that we're going to have the time memos for the Awakened hero, which means we can use some diamonds in here, we can use some scrolls, some other summonings to really get her all set. And we're going to have to wait to see if she's being used or where she's being used. Now, it might be entirely different for companions. Remember, this is one of the heroes that we've seen that were released at the exact same time on the classic version as we've seen on the companions version. So she is available on both sides. Don't know exactly the effectiveness of the hero on the campaign or on the companion side. That is yet to be seen. So let's hop in here. Let's do the summons. As you can see, we're sitting at 166,000 diamonds. We also did get a furniture scroll, which again, we're going to kind of wait on that one and see what comes out of and what is going on with the next hero. We do have quite a bit of stones that we picked up out of the Misty Valley. So 3 stones in here. We do get, unfortunately, nothing, just going to be recycled here. Fingers crossed. We always look for an Awakened hero, which we get a copy of Iram. So again, not really anything on there. And then of course our rare stones. Then we hop over to our regular summons. Make sure if you're hopping in the Noble Tavern that you do put her in the wish list. You can see, guys, Raul, we need a couple more copies. Goran, we need a few more. Misha, we need a few more. And then of course, Randy, we need a few more. We'll drop in Misha, or excuse me, our new hero, Mira. This is it. This is literally the only 5 regular faction heroes that we do not have max out at 5 stars in the entirety. With rest of the wish list, I'm just going to leave empty. And we also have the cards in here. We have the cards on the table. We're going to see if we can get this hero. So let's start out with our common scrolls. Now remember, common scrolls can pull the Awakened heroes, also can pull the Celestials and the Hippos. So this is where we want to start seeing if we can get some more copies. Because also remember, and there's a copy of Muriel, that when we get the hero with our 8 copies of our desired hero summons, that gives us up to essentially ascended with those 8 single copies, meaning we don't have the hero built up any further. So we still need 2 additional copies to get the hero built up a little bit further to add the engraving, if we choose to add the engraving on there. So far, we've seen 2 heroes, which are just the recycled, no Awakened heroes, which we're still hoping for, and another copy again of a hero we already do have completely maxed out. So no luck in that one. Does give us 3 cards on the table. Let's hop in here and we will do the summons with our companion points. It's been a long time since we've seen an Awakened hero. I was hoping maybe today would be the day. Unfortunately, doesn't look like it. Let's go ahead and do these Greyborn summons, and then we'll do the regular ones. So we got a copy of Baden right there. And again, players have said, and I will take a copy of Randy, but a lot of players have said that there is literally no dice. We've seen stacks of cards. We've seen hundreds of scrolls that have been thrown at this hero in the entirety, and unfortunately not seeing any. So right here, 172 scrolls. Let's see if we can pull at least 1 or 2 copies out of here. I would absolutely love to see it. Rest of these just literally going to be recycled in food. There's a copy of Bron. Unfortunately, not going to be using that one because he is already at the 5-star mark. Another single, and there we go, guys. Streamer luck. We got 1 copy. Now we need 1 more, and then again, desired hero summons, so we can actually get her to the point of the engraving. So there is Mira, and our first copy is pulled. Maximum capacity. Wow, that means we have a lot of heroes in here. And like I said earlier, most of these are just going to be recycled. I mean, it's going to be kind of crazy, but definitely being recycled. Oh, we also did pull that copy of Leofric. Look at that, guys. After the hero, and literally we have never summoned for Leofric up to legendary at that point. 121 left. We need 1 more copy of Mira to keep this streaming going. Now, also remember, with the faction scrolls, you don't have the ability, unfortunately, and there we go. 2 copies of Mira, that is what we needed, but you don't have the ability or you don't have the possibility to get the Awakened Hero. So even though we are summoning for Graveborn Heroes, there is no way, and there's number 3, guys. Wow. After everything that I've seen, that is already 3 copies of Mira. Could we see a 4th? And I know you guys are just going to scream foul on the streamer luck with the polls in here, and it's a double right there. There's no way. That is number 4, guys. Wow. And a copy of Pharrell. All right. 52 left. Let's see if we can do this. This is super, super broken with the amount of copies that we have seen of Mira. There we go. There's another poll, which is a copy of Randy. I will take that one as well. Could we see one more out of here, guys? And there is an elite. It is a copy of Theo. I was like, if that's one more single copy that we get of this hero, that will be crazy. That is a lot of copies in here. Now, of course, and I'm almost thinking, what do we have for Randy in here? Because look at those copies, guys. There's 1, there's 2. That's already a very, very big increase. Now, of course, thinking utility-wise, thinking of where the heroes are built, because here is going to be another copy of Randy. And then I think we need... See, there he is. I'm almost thinking, what do we need? 1, 2 more copies? I think we need 2 more copies of this hero. And the hero will be built out in the entirety. Now, of course, this one, we have so much food. It can actually be used pretty much forever. That does take her up to Legendary Plus. Again, we already have the food down here. There is Mythic. Boom, we got that signature item. And I know at this point, guys, signature items, we have a lot, which means we need 4 copies of her to go to Ascended. We need 6 copies of her to actually build her up for that 1 star. Now, in here, we have 8. Again, 6 of these are coming from the Field of Stars. 2 of these are coming from the VIP level, which means we could pull 6 copies of this hero with the diamonds. Now we have 166. Let's see how many diamonds we got to go through to actually get. The 1, 2, 3 is going to give us a single, which means we need 5 more copies of this hero. Come on, just really counting this down. And every single summon in here, that is another 1, 2, 3. Just another single, bringing us to 4, taking us to 148K. We need a double or a triple or anything short of it just being 1, 2, 3 to really maximize how much we're using. But that takes us to 3 copies left of the hero. Come on, this is a lot of diamonds. That gives us 2 more. Please don't overbuild it. Come on, we need 2 more in here. Ooh, this is going to be just a double. Right there, guys, we needed 2 more. There are the 2 copies, which does give us 2 more. Let's see if we can pull. Maybe one of these cards are going to be another copy. There's a copy of Bron. Final Graveborn one in here is a copy of Edwin. But again, that should build her up in the entirety for the copies we have of those Graveborn heroes and everyone else. So that is going to build her up, which means we can take her again up a little bit higher with these copies. There is Ascended. That means we can get the animated avatar. There is the 1 star on her, unlocking the engraving. And I'm almost thinking at this point that I am going to wait and I'm going to save doing the furniture summons. Now, the reason being, we know there's a new Hippo that is coming. And I have 2 more summons in here, 6 more days. I feel like I'm going to wait till we do get the new Hippo. There's the copy of Rendell. And this is going to finish him out to 5 stars. Now, the big reason for this, when you think of Randy, he is a absolute best in slot damage dealer in a lot of different formations, meaning building this hero out and having the engraving on the hero does really make a big difference, because when you look at the secondary stats that he possesses with in the engraving, adding those stars or adding the magical resistance across there, really making a big difference. Having the stat boosts out of adding additional stars on there, again, it really does make a difference to where and how well this hero is performing. But that does build her out in the entirety, guys. That is pretty crazy. Now, of course, guys, when it comes to signature items, we have 12,000 primordial emblems. Again, this is crowd control. When they're wandering or terrified, they suffer health. Also, there is a damage reduction when they are terrified. Again, when you think about the crowd control aspect in there, and then of course this again, immune to control effects when they take the damage. And then we'll go ahead and take this up to a plus 30 signature item just like that. And we're going to leave Mira at the plus 30 signature item. Again, this one might make a big difference. The enemy recovery rate of enemies affected by wandering or terrified is reduced, which again, energy disintegration in here. Yeah, very big in the PvP aspect. I don't see it really elsewhere. And then of course here we have 21,000 of these. We'll take her to a plus 30 signature item, or excuse me, plus 30 signature item and plus 30 engraving. Very easily, the rest of these, again, within the Oak Inn, I want to save to see what we can get in here. Now, I believe our 4th tower is the Graveborn Tower. If I do remember correctly, I believe this is the Graveborn, which it looks like it is. So let's hop up here and place her into her tower. There we go. We are still building and getting a lot more heroes. I mean, we're sitting on what, almost 1,200 furniture within here. It's incredible to see how many pieces of furniture that we have, and honestly, how many heroes we have. It's crazy to think how many heroes we do have in AFK Arena. But there we go. So we have her built. She is into the furniture itself. And then, of course, like I said, we're sitting on 100,000 poke coins. But in here, we do have Wukong in here that we're still kind of building out. We have Lucius. We have a lot of other heroes that, again, I feel like not seeing as much utility out of a couple of these. Like thinking of Gwen, not seeing a crazy amount of utility. Even looking, I'm going to drop Sheltier out of here. This is going to allow me to put our new Graveborn hero. We'll go ahead and drop her in. We'll build out her furniture. And the rest of these, we're just continuing to build the furniture out in the entirety. But like I had said with the poke coins, I'm going to save the poke coins. The reason being, when it comes to the new Hippo hero that is coming, I want to save my red cards. I want to save the summons and try to see if we can get that new Hippo hero built in the entirety. Now, of course, within here, looking at our Draconic insignias, this is another one we are still looking to build out land. I'm still trying to get the engraving on land, building it out in the entirety. 17 cards. Now, we still do need, I believe, 3 copies in its entirety. I don't know if this is going to come any sooner or if we're going to get any copies of land at all with the summons, but every single week we are just continuously throwing our Draconic insignias into this black hole of the heroes itself. Again, looking at Skyland, looking at Halia, I'm looking at some other heroes. No opportunity at all to build them, especially because the probability in here is still so low. And then the regular summons in here, we're just saving all of them, waiting to see what is going to be the new Draconic hero that does drop. And then I believe in here we have 1, so we need 2 more copies of land. And then the other ones, of course, Skyland in there. We got Gwen, Hildwyn. Those were free copies that we did get out of other places. Now, also looking at Eugene. Eugene is almost completed in the entirety out of the store. We have almost maxed this out. We have almost completed it again in the entirety within here. Not enough. We're going to have to go in here. We're going to have to do the Dream Realm. I'm going to have to pick up some more insignias. Even in here, I believe we have, 14 more days. But again, Eugene, we're trying to build out. 1 more copy. We'll give him 1 more star. And I believe we're 1 more. Now, if you are unfamiliar, when you finish out Eugene in the entirety, he actually disappears from the guild store, so he will no longer be here. And then the rest of these, again, we're just building out and buying out red chests. We were sitting at, I believe, around 2,000. If I remember correctly, I think we're at, 1807 for the red chest. Again, we're going to have to see the utility and see where exactly this hero is being used and if Mira is being used anywhere. Now, of course, coming in here, we can hop in the advanced ship. We already do have her built out, meaning we're going to get all of these free resources. One of the absolute biggest reasons why I love building out the new heroes, there is another 6,000 poke coins and hero growth. We do get another 25 chests, meaning the 300 we spent, we actually spent 275 because we do get a little bit of a rebate. And then we get some of the materials right back there as well, just for doing the plus 30 engraving. We do see some elemental cores out of there. The rest of this, we're just kind of waiting. Now in here, premium stones, we're going to continue building these out. I don't know if that gives us enough to actually do another summon. Maybe there's our 9 cards. And then do we have enough for stones? Which we have 1. which is just, again, another hero that we're not going to be using. Rest of the bags, I'm just going to go ahead and leave in there. Now, also in the patch notes, guys, if you remember, it just seemed everything that we're seeing as it sits today is just on repeat. Looking at our calendar and what is coming, we have shop refreshes coming, the Temple Rift is coming, the Misty Valley is coming. There was nothing new that was actually coming down the pipeline with the patch notes. So short of having the new hero, which again, thinking of the last 10 iterations of heroes, she was the one of, I believe, 2 in the past 10 iterations. And as we continue driving towards level 1000, 993, we are already at, just again, racking up and stacking the essence over and over and over again to try to build that out, gaining a couple more levels in the Elder Tree, which of course we'll be able to max out with our 44,000 or 43, 42,000 of our Twisted Essence, just capping all of these levels and taking stats to a whole nother level, guys. We're almost 240 levels into every spec of the Elder Tree. And then, of course, most other places, we're just waiting to see what comes and what happens to AFK Arena in the future as we continue. So, all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.